Welcome back to Story of My Life podcast. This is episode 3, and I'm so excited because I have the other 50% of what I care about the most in this world. This is my little brother, James. Welcome to Story of My Life.
Thank you. Nice to meet y'all.
We're switching up the content a little bit because you guys know I was about to get into some crazy stories, but I have the privilege of having my little brother in town, and I wanted to have him on here because this is a special moment. I'm very excited to have everyone get to know you and get to talk to you a little bit more about your life and the craziness that goes on in the 17-year-old world. Yeah. So, this is my little brother. We're 12 years apart, and we're close. I think we've had some crazy experiences growing up, and y'all have met my little sister Taylor before this, so I think it's really cool that I can have you on back to back. But I'll give you a second to introduce yourself and just tell us like a little bit about what you're doing and
yeah, for sure. I mean, she kind of said I'm 17, her little brother. We're very close, but I live in San Diego. We're in Nashville right now, but love it over there. I'm going into my senior year of high school. Nothing crazy. I guess she'll ask me some questions about what's going on. So we'll see where it goes.
Let this be literally, okay, this is the first time I'm obviously having, like, this is my second guest on here, but like, I'm having a guy on here.
Yeah,
it's so funny. Taylor and I jumped right into it, and it's so funny how simplistic a man's mind is. So I wrote down I wrote down a ton of questions because I know that I'm gonna have to pick your brain, but I know the yapping will come along with it. So I'm not too worried about it. But in a man's mind, I feel like you kind of have to dig into it just a little bit. So even a growing young boy like yourself.
Yes.
To give a little bit of a backstory, like I said, we're a 12-year age gap, which is actually crazy.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Bigger than most siblings for sure.
Yeah, but I think it's so special because I got an opportunity to like essentially like, be part of when you were being raised and just like get to see you from being a baby and all of those like really formative years of your life. And when I went away to college, I feel like I missed out on like a lot of stuff, but him and Taylor and I are like super close, and now that we're getting older, we're getting to like share more experiences, and I'm learning a lot about you and who you are.
Yeah. But the good and the bad for sure.
We're gonna learn a lot more tonight, probably some things that I haven't heard before either, but I'm gonna do my best to keep my composure.
Yeah, here we go.
Of all the siblings, though, this is the only boy.
Yeah. Three older sisters, so this will be fun.
Don't you worry, we'll unpack on how you feel about that. But before we dive into it, just wanted to give that backstory a little bit and some really like great memories. I mean, I have so many, but I just love like being able to see you grow up and just seeing you through just all the developmental stages of your life. And like we had so much fun when we were younger, and I feel like now I'm just seeing you like grow into this like really cool dude and like a good man, and like I feel like you have a lot of like good morals and values on your shoulder, which I appreciate. And it's really different. Like I feel like a lot of times I hear people say they grew up with older brothers, and it like shapes the kind of man that they want to have in their life. But having a younger brother, I think, sets like a different level of expectation, and like it really has just raised the bar for me because of the things that you would do when we were younger. Like I would be like, James, please get me water, and like you'd be like, there, and just
you want ice?
Exactly. Or like I would come home and you'd like bring me coffee in the morning, like, and I'm still like waking up, and it's just like you've just shown me that you're growing into such a good guy. So like
show you what it's like to have someone that really loves you, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's so sweet because like, we're siblings and everything, so like the love is obviously there already. But I feel like from a woman's perspective to a man, like it's actionable things that show you like how much a man loves and cares about you. And like
Definitely, for
seeing
sure.
that kind of stuff.
If a guy really loves you, he'll do those things for you. Those little things really matter. So.
And you were doing that like 10, 11, 12. I mean,
Yeah.
probably even before.
Well, I mean, if I didn't do it, you would have yelled at me till I did do it.
That's not fair. I would never yell at you.
I'm just kidding.
No, you've always been like the coolest dude, and I think it's so cool. Like, obviously, we'll hear your perspective having 3 older sisters and how that feels for you, but having one younger brother, and for the longest time, like, you know, I was your oldest influence, so I was acting like as if, you know, I was just taking care of you and Taylor. We have such a significant age gap. At that age, it was like I just felt like kind of like your mom.
Yeah, for
Now
sure.
we're friends.
Yeah, we'll switch up there, but
Yeah. No, we always had the most fun, and I feel like you'd be down for anything, and I think you're still like that, and it's super cool to hang out with you now that you're like older and in high school, and that's the fact that you're about to graduate is crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like something that like really sticks out to me the most about you though is like you're super emotionally mature more than a lot of guys in general. But
I try.
I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I do feel like you have grown a lot into your emotional maturity at a very young age.
I think a lot of that comes from having you as a sister, having 2 other sisters as well. Like I've gotten to watch your guys' experience talking with other men and other guys. So I've gotten to learn a lot through watching you guys grow. And I feel like that's why I'm so in touch with trying to understand how other people feel, not just other girls or just people in general. Y'all have taught me a lot on how to treat others and how to feel what they're feeling, whether or not it's how I feel in the same way. But, you know, everyone's opinion matters, no matter if I disagree or agree with it. Just making sure that that emotional bond is there is really important.
Yeah, I can only imagine how like tough it is to spread yourself out like emotionally amongst all the women in your life and our life. I mean, we've got a lot of girls for sure in the family, but you've done a pretty good job, I would say.
Yeah, thank you.
I think like that goes like my first question, and I think this is a good question to start off with because I'm curious about this, but also like being 17, and I think a lot of guys don't really understand what the answer of this is until you're like, first of all, let me backtrack. Scientifically, they say that men are 5 years behind in maturity. So realistically, right now, you should be like 12, which
well, I don't know if that's exact science behind it, but I hear what you're saying.
Like, I'm 30, so like I have to date like a 35-year-old, and that's sickening because if you're 35 and single, I don't know, I'm not trying to judge, but like, um, that's a totally different tangent. Anyways, the point is to understand where you're at emotionally at 17 years old.
Here we go.
So I think this is a cool question to ask you because I'd really like to ask this question to every man that I have on the podcast. But like, what does it mean for you to like be a man?
Well, there's many things I think that go into it. Like, of course, there's the traditional values that come from most people in the Bible and stuff. It's like be a provider, be strong for the woman you love, the children you raise, stuff like that. But I would say, kind of coming back to more today's day and age, to be a man is to be able to understand how, if we're talking on a relationship perspective,
Yeah.
how that person feels. And although you might have done something in your life, like I've made a lot of mistakes, of course, everyone has, but I've made a lot of mistakes with like girls and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize what I did was affecting you in this way or hurt you in that. And I think being able to have that understanding of how someone else is feeling through your actions and being able to change in the right ways. Obviously, you shouldn't just change who you are for someone else, but being able to understand where you went wrong in the way you are acting and moving throughout your life, and then being able to make that positive change instead of clinging on to something else to try to get you by or just ignoring the issue altogether. I think a lot of people think being a man is being strong physically and like just being that guy, but I think along comes with that, of course, that's very important. Uh, Being able to take care of others and, you know, being strong for those around you when they can't be strong for themselves. And of course, there's going to be moments where I myself and other guys can't handle a situation. We're always going to say that we can or we think we can, but you know, in general, speaking on what a man truly is being able to be there for others when they can't be strong enough for themselves. And I think that's very important skill, not just for men, for women too. But I think that is a very lacking thing that a lot of people don't understand. And I think if more people were more caring and could be there for those around them, like that would just make everyone better. And I think trying to make everyone better and stronger and more prosperous, that's like my number one goal. And I think that should be a goal for a lot of people. So
Yeah, wow, that's a great answer.
yeah, how's that for a that does a
Take
17?
some notes. Listeners, take some notes, seriously.
It's definitely hard. It's easier to say in front of the camera or just say out loud, but like actions definitely speak louder than words. And but trying to really, no one's going to be perfect, but trying your best to work on those things and other things to just be a better person in general. Like
Yeah.
the saying, being a man, definitely there's things that are different between men and women, but I think it's just being a person, really loving those around you, treating everyone with kindness, and really striving to make everyone around you better.
Yeah.
That'll be more fulfilling than anything else you can find in life, for sure.
Yeah, I think you saying like just being a person is the biggest takeaway from that. Like, there are so many outside influences, obviously, things that trigger you and make you react, but like, as a man and as a growing man, somebody who's like still learning, and the fact that you are like so emotionally in tune and intuitive in those areas is like, it's not surprising, I shouldn't say, because I don't want to devalue where you're at all, but it is in comparison to the rest of the world and like society right now, particularly. I feel like that kind of mindset is lacking a little bit. And
I agree.
it bugs me. Yeah, it bugs me a lot. And I wonder if you feel similar. And like, I mean, being 12 years apart, I'm dealing with this, you know, at almost 30. And are you feeling like you're dealing with similar things at your age, or like what's your perspective on that?
I would say yes and no. I think I have a lot of good friends that think the same way. And I don't know. I feel like for me, it's like I know you can only control yourself. So when I say those words and I'm like, this is what I think a man is, and I think you should do all of those things, I look like inward and I'm like, as long as I'm doing those things, like I can be content with myself. But I think most people want to be that way. And I just hope that that's clear to other people too. I mean, of course, it feels good to be appreciated. And I think that's what a lot of people lack is like when you feel that you are doing those things, you work towards those things and no one notices, it definitely can be, makes you want to stop trying. But I think it's definitely important that, but I would say most people try to be that way. I think everyone wants to be that way.
Yeah.
It's definitely a difficult thing to do. So you can't blame someone for not being all those things, you know, but as long as someone's trying and wants to be the best they can be, that's all you can really judge them on, you know?
Yeah. It's hard for me to connect with people of your age and understand like what's going on in that generation. I mean, I feel like we're so generationally different. And
Definitely, for sure.
but we experience similar things. Like, I'm on the same social media platforms as you. I
Yeah.
mean, our algorithms are probably a little bit different, but I do think we're being fed similar content. And like,
Yeah.
I do feel strongly that at my age, it's not that much different, because I wrote this down the other day as like sometimes things pop in my brain and I write them down because I'm like, these are things that I want to talk about. I feel like a lot of times people are so much more focused on like the attention or the views or the, I don't know, I just need to uphold this like certain like status or things like that, and don't really recognize the genuine experiences that they're having. When I was your age, I mean, if I looked back at my old Snapchat videos, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you are the most chaotic, psychotic. This is why I deleted Snapchat, by the way. And I still have it now, but I deleted the old videos.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I was in the moment though. Like, I wasn't really caring too much about social media. I wasn't really caring too much about like people watching me or anything. It was more for the memes at that point. But now I think it's like super different, and it bleeds into like the emotional intelligence too. Like the fact that you're talking about things like this is a breath of fresh air, because I feel like, especially in your generation, it's lacking in terms of like those like deep, feelings. But then we're all human, and you're right. It's like it's there in everybody.
Yeah, of course. But with the social media thing, it's like I definitely think it's very similar in how you said you would take videos, post it, whatever. And it wasn't more about how you look or what people are going to think. It was more for fun, or like, hey, I'm out here doing this. Like, I'm having a great time. I think now, and even I'm a victim of this too, for sure. Like, it's definitely how people think of you. People, a big word now is FOMO, like fear of missing out. I mean, I'm sure it was a thing like with you too. Everyone feels that way sometimes, but it's a big thing now. And I think a lot of people, like, they want you to know you're there. They want to be there. Like,
Yeah.
versus I think if social media wasn't there, like, a lot of people wouldn't feel that way, because if you didn't know what was going on, like, it's whatever, like, you have your own friends. But I feel like a lot of people on social media now, they don't post as much for themselves. And I'm a victim for this too. I've posted a lot of stuff, and I'm like, looking back, I'm like, I don't really care. Like, why did I post that? And then it's just like, I want people to think I'm having fun. I want people to think this about me. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what everybody sees and what everybody thinks about. Katya, our parents' good friend, said something to me when we were in Arizona a couple weeks ago. She said, if someone really doesn't like you for what they see online or what they hear about you, they just aren't close enough to you to really understand you. Because if you truly are a good person, or try to be, and you really had a good conversation with someone and hung around them enough, and they were like, okay, there's no reason why I shouldn't have liked you or as a human being and been friends with you. So a lot of the stuff you just got to take with a grain of salt. Not everyone's going to be your friend, but for sure, if someone doesn't like you because of online stuff or social media, like, they probably just don't know you well enough, and it's not worth listening to the hate or anything like that. But definitely social media plays a big influence on our minds and what people think of us. But at the end of the day, it's just who you got close to you, and that's really all that matters, family, close friends. So
I think we all struggle with that, honestly. Like, I'll be the first to admit that, like, I intentionally post things sometimes for particular people to see. And I'm not saying that's healthy at all, because it's definitely not. But, I feel like we all go through this thing where we're like, we try to get a rise out of the people that we, in our minds, have cooked up to be like this important person for some reason, whether or not they actually hold status in your life, or they made you feel some type of way, or maybe they broke your heart, or maybe, you're just confused, like, what the fuck is going on,
Yeah.
But social media is like so interesting because it continuously connects us with each other. Like, no matter what, even if someone's not following you, they're still watching you. And that's like an area where, you can see on TikTok, you can see who viewed your profile. Like, and now on Instagram, they have maps. Like, you can track people.
Where they at?
Yeah, you post a story and it shows you exactly where you were, where you took that, and all that. And it's the craziest thing ever. But I'm definitely also a victim of it, but I'm also like the person inflicting it on other people, because I do that often.
Yeah, we all do it. It's, how can you not do it when you see something online? It's like the first thing that pops in your head. It's not going to be like, oh, they look. I mean, it might be like, oh, they look great, but everyone, your brain, when you first see something, you form an opinion on it, whether it's good or bad. So
yeah,
everyone's a victim to both sides of the coin, you know, like you post something and you're like, how are people going to see this? And then you look at someone else's post and you have that first thought in your head. And instead of like, you know, it could be positive, could be negative. It should, you know, it's just how social media is, why it's a little dangerous out there.
It's super dangerous, and I think it hits every age range. It's not just like,
Yeah, all the way from 12 years old now, all the way to 50. Like, you
yeah,
know, it hits everybody. It's hard to escape it.
it really is. And I do feel like it affects like dating. And I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm in a place now where I'm trying to date. I mean, actually, I'm not. I'm actively not dating, and I'm happy about that because I think now that I'm older, I've developed like such a different expectation for where I place my time and energy. And dating is just one of those things that makes me like literally cringe because it's how many times can you ask somebody like, let's get to know each other? What was your childhood like? You know, what was your favorite color growing up? Did it change? What was your favorite movie? Blah 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 blah. Like all these dumbass questions that I don't really like. I mean, that doesn't make me know you. You
Yeah.
know, what makes me know you is our experiences together and how you handle situations. Are you angry? Are you reactive? Like, are you calm? Are you the person to open the door for somebody when they walk in? And even if they don't say thank you, you're not going to like talk about it for the next hour.
Yeah.
You know, like things like that. And you don't really get to measure somebody up on an app or on a platform or anything like that. So I feel like that's definitely directly affected it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Why judge others when we ourselves are not perfect? It's that simple. Like,
Preach.
it's hard not to judge. I think it's encoded in all of us.
Yeah.
Like no matter who it is, what they're doing, where they are, you're always gonna judge them. Whether it's like, oh, that's awesome, or ew, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
It's just how you are. But you got to try to remind yourself not to always look at it from one dimensionally. You got to see how someone else is feeling, how they're seeing it. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many different things that go into every different individual person, and you can't look at it from one angle for
No.
sure. So,
Which is hard because I feel like in society right now, like you definitely see things from one angle. And then
Yeah.
when you're like, oh, I'm cool, like maybe this is going too far, or maybe this is like getting too serious, or I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want my options. Like, you don't really get a chance to experience somebody. You don't really get a chance to get to know them. Like,
yeah.
realistically, you could have just walked by the love of your life by saying they don't measure up to what you think you need in this exact moment, in this worldly vision that you're seeing right now.
Yeah, and it's really hard with the social media too because there's always that next person in line, you know.
Yeah.
Like you said, you might be walking right past the person you could fall in love with, but instead they make one little mistake, or even if they don't make it, or they do one little thing, and in your mind, that's like, why would you do that? And then instead of like working it out and talking to that person about why it makes you upset or how we can work on things together, it's just like, oh, there's the next person right there.
Right.
And with social media, it just makes it so much easier, and that's like not something. It's not a good thing for a lot of people, especially if you want a strong bond with somebody else, because it really can break you down, especially when the social media thing is like going on to that next person. When you see online is like, that's the best of someone. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to post your lows. You're always going to post your highs. You're just going to see like the peak of what someone is going on in their life at that moment. And when you see that, and then you feel in your current situation, you're like, this sucks right now. But like 2 days ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever, it was great. But you see this person over here and you're like, oh, I could have that instead, and my life would just be perfect. But
Until they make a mistake and then it's on to
exactly. It shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately it is for a lot of people. So I think trying to really understand somebody else and try to click with them and stay with them and be willing to go through that heartache that comes with getting to know somebody,
Yeah.
learning their flaws and learning what makes them great is like something that it's very difficult to do because it's so easy to just jump to the next person, the next person, the next person. But I think that's the things you got to go through today to try to find that person that really makes you smile, you know, that makes you happy.
That makes you smile. That's Well, I guess that bleeds perfectly into my next question. What is it like dating at your age? I mean, do you even date? Like, have you ever taken a girl out on a date?
It's a scary world we live in. I'll tell you, like, I have taken girls on dates, and then there has been things that have happened with whether it be something that upsets me or something I see as a red flag, or it's like another guy being sneaky. That has made me like, okay, I'm not even gonna waste my time with you. But on the flip side of that, I've also seen some amazing girls, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'd give you the world, like that. I'm like, I do like anything. And then I've messed up pretty bad too. Like I've been like, damn, why did I do that? Why did I go there? Why did I talk to her? I didn't even realize I was talking to her, but all of a sudden I'm talking to her, and I'm like, oh shoot. So
Yeah.
dating at this age is definitely hard, but I think it is at any age. Like, it doesn't matter how old, how young you are. Like, everyone's out there trying to find that person for you. And I think I'm a big believer in like when you know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think at this stage of my life, I've never met a girl and been like boom, like you. Like I've definitely met girls and I'm like, dang, I might be in love with you. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, perhaps I should slow down a little bit. But I mean, obviously, no one's perfect. Like that, like first love, first sight thing. Like I don't like. It'd be great if it was like fully true, but everyone has their flaws. But um, the dating thing, it's like there's just so much going on, especially at my age. You know how it is when you're like.
Yeah.
When you're my age in high school, everyone knows each other.
I don't even think I went. I actually hadn't gone on a proper date until like
Yeah.
a couple months ago.
I went on my first proper date, if you would even call going to In-N-Out a proper date. That's the burger place, by the way, for those who don't.
Okay, but it was intentional and you planned
No,
it.
I planned it, picked her up, opened the door, all those things, and then it just like it didn't work out, which is okay. Like it happens, but you talk to that right girl and you might mess up, try to recover, and if you get lucky, you get lucky. Hopefully you like that person enough to like be locked in with them,
Yeah.
But
this is such an interesting segue because I'm like so interested in the male mind, and now that I have it at my fingertips, I'm gonna
let me have it.
Be coming to you for all the advice. No, I am very curious about the idea. Like men have this weird complex when they're like, I know, like if it's the one, it's the one.
Yeah, we all have that feeling.
Okay, so like, what does that mean? Like, I just don't understand
Great
that.
question. So, I don't know. I can give you what I think it is.
Don't give me that bullshit. Like, it's just a feeling. I have.
No,
this
yeah,
feeling.
I'm gonna give you a more in-depth answer than it's just a feeling, but it's kind of just a feeling. But anyway, no, I think there's a lot. I think every guy has their own. I don't like compartmentalizing like people like this, but I guess you'd say like checklist, and it's like, oh, she has this, she has this, she has this, and it's like. But I think that thing is like, to use an example, like I've talked to this girl and it was like, oh, at first she was like, this might be just a me thing. There's definitely other guys that feel this way too, but it was like, at first it was like, hell no. Like she was like, not messing with it. I know who you are. I'm not talking to you.
She was doing that to you?
Yeah, she was. So I think there's a bit of it like that chase part. Everyone loves that, but it was like, so I was hustling. I was out there like I was like, let's hang out, let's do this, let's do that. Like our friends are friends, like let's make it happen, whatever. And then it was like, like whatever for a long time. Gave me the chance, great conversation. Like I actually learned a lot more about her than I thought I knew before, or than like I thought I knew more about her than when I actually like had to have that conversation with her.
Yeah.
And then after having that and had a good conversation, good hangout, like hung out more. And I think, like I said, I don't really believe in that whole like love at first sight, but I think I put in the effort, and I think a lot of guys should too, because like,
yeah,
if a girl's really clinging off the rip, it's probably going to be a little scary for you down the road. Anyway, back to my story. Like, she finally started giving me a little bit of time a day, and like, they grew into like more and more, and like, it was that building that connection we had together instead of it being like instantaneous, like a hookup, met at the bar, club, whatever. Like, and that for like a lot of people, like that's something different. And I think just the fact that I saw something different in her than I saw. Actually, wait, that was good. So that feeling I was talking about, I saw something different in her than I thought I saw in like all these other girls, right?
Yeah.
So that was that feeling. I was like, look, you're like genuinely like different. Like I've talked to you, like I've really gotten to know more about you now than I have like 2 months ago. And like I thought you were all that before, but now I'm like I see a different side of you that I didn't even think about before, and that just makes me want you, make me like you all the more than before. And that just really, like, I guess that would be the feeling. Like you talk, like when you really get to bond with someone on that level, like you have that deep conversation, like have fun, experience together, you have fun, like it's always like bubbly, and like obviously it's not always going to be perfect, but
Right.
and then back to that communication aspect that we were talking about before, like stuff like happens, like our friends beef, whatever, like she's like, oh, you're talking to so and so, I don't like them, whatever. It's like then we can actually talk about it, communicate about it, instead of her just like freaking out, or like me freaking out on her for talking to people I don't like communicate about it. And she was like, she did that instead of like a lot of people I know and a lot of girls I've talked to and a lot of guys that I know. Like it's definitely both people, but like they would just freak out and like they don't want to deal with it, they want to argue, and I'm like, it's just not worth that. And she felt the same way, so like that really, felt like locked in.
Communication is so important to me. It really is. And like, I think I've always been on that wave, but I mean, myself, like, I was recently dating somebody and I thought the communication was the reason why it separated us from all the other bullshit, But like, ultimately, it didn't work out and I'll still never understand why. But I think, like, off the back of what you're saying, like, when you really have that clear cut communication, that it works well and you guys can talk to each other about things, like it makes a big difference. I am curious to know like what the status of that is though. Like were there other external circumstances that are making this not work? Because I know right now you don't have a girlfriend. So
That was right on the money.
Yeah.
Let's just say, to put it simply, she is moving away, and it's a big bummer.
Yeah.
But she's moving forward in her life. Not for me. Like she would, like obviously we'd like to build that more. But I'm not going to be like, we need to be locked in, single. Like this is us. Like I'm not going to hold her back from what she deserves in her future. Yeah. And I'm also not the kind of guy that's going to let you go have fun and I'm going to sit at home alone. Like.
Right.
Which is okay. Like,
or vice versa. You would
exactly. I wouldn't want her to miss out on her experience in life at the age she is.
Is she going to college?
Yeah. Which is okay. Like, I mean, how would you feel if a guy tried to be like, no, you got to stay inside all the time? Like, hell.
I'd be pissed, but I did experience this. I had an older boyfriend in high school who went to college before me, and he was on the football team.
Oh, Lord.
And I remember, like, he would call me on nights out and be like, I just miss you, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, to find out he was cheating on me. But, like, like, I mean, the emotions were probably there, but, like, the actions were not. And it's because you don't want to pull some, like, in my college experience, I had the most fun, I was doing whatever I wanted. Didn't mean I was sleeping around, but I was going out, having fun, no one to talk to, like, no one to clock me when I was coming in and out, no one to have to call at the end of the night. And I think it's really important that you have that. I would want that for you too when you get there. Like,
for sure.
I think your girlfriend is a great thing. Like, I want you to have love and trust, but you need to live your life too.
Yeah, and I just understand. I'm like, she's going to college, like she's gonna be out, and I'm like, she deserves to have all that. And like you said with your ex-boyfriend of however long ago, like he was
forever ago.
Yeah. Like I'm sure it was a long time ago. Like you get to go home, like no one's clocking you, no one's making sure you're doing this, that, the other. Like you can just live your life and have fun with your friends. Like
yeah.
Like, you're growing as a person. I don't want to be someone to hold her back from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it would be great if we stayed together, but I mean, I don't even know if together is this the wrong word, but
But I mean,
you know what I mean.
you
Like,
know that this is an experience of yours that has like taught you a lot, and you know, like it's brought up quality in your life and what you want in a woman. I mean, it's going to continue to
that's
grow
what it
too.
is for sure. Like, she's definitely helped me realize what I really want in someone before when I wasn't really sure, and that's like a great takeaway from whatever that was, you know,
Yeah.
like.
So
So
I guess you can walk away with a learning experience.
yeah, and it's all love there. Like, there's no bad blood. Like, we're still friends, still hang out, whatever.
Yeah.
But good life experience for me there at going in high school and all that.
You know, we all have to go through pain and hurt and
I don't even think it's that because
well, I'm glad because I don't want you to. From a big sister perspective, obviously, I don't want you to be in pain or hurt ever. But
yeah,
I do feel like we all have to go through something like that. And what's next for you? It might be the pain, and
it probably will be because it's definitely not this. This is like that was getting really in depth on detail on like we were talking about like that feeling that guys get. And I was just trying to have you get some insight on what that really means for us. I mean, that could be different for other people. I really don't know. But for me, that was like
I hear that a lot though. Like I do. And even with guy friends, they all go like when you actually get to the root of a man and you actually get to like experience the truth coming out of your mouth because it's really, really hard to get below the surface with a man. I mean, the emotion is there, but it's not always available. And that's the hardest thing. So I have a lot of guy friends, and I really, really value my guy friend relationships because they spend more time talking to me about things that they would never say to somebody else. And I think I leave space for that comfortability, and I appreciate that for sure. But it's also super helpful for me to understand like what is going on there.
for sure.
It's so weird that we're supposed to coexist because we're so opposite, but I think there's so much beauty in that too. But I also am just like,
Yeah.
please clear my confusion because I don't understand. I mean, will I ever understand? I don't know, but
Yeah, it's difficult because a lot of guys, including myself, like don't want to communicate how we're feeling a lot of the time, especially if it's something that a lot of the times when we have to communicate how we are feeling, especially if we're upset about something or feeling insecure about something, we'd rather just not talk about it, even if someone asks us about it point
Yeah.
blank. We just give them a like, oh, I'm fine, which is like, that's just kind of how it is. And it's like tough. So like you said, it's really hard for, especially for you to like talk to one of your guy friends or a relationship you have to really understand how they're feeling because a lot of us are closed off in that way. I don't really know why. Maybe it's like a masculinity thing. We think we're like.
Well, it's like that's my question. Is like I've known you obviously since you were born, and I've watched you grow up, and I don't know my boyfriends or ex-boyfriends in that capacity. So it's different for me to watch you in all your stages of life and then be like, can you give me that answer? Because I don't understand it. I mean, I've obviously missed out on a lot of things, but and that's for, whatever reason, but I feel like I know you well enough to be like, what has been instilled in your brain to this point that you somehow adapt those masculine tendencies where you're like, what's wrong? It's fine. I'm fine. Like, where do you get that answer and get to say, it's because I'm a man that I don't dig that deep, like off the rip, Where does that come from?
That's a tough one because, like you said, like even right now, I'm feeling that way. Like I don't want to talk about it, but like,
yeah,
that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think it definitely comes from a place where you have all it takes is one experience. Like,
yeah,
one, like they say, like first introductions, like stuff like that, like they really mean something to a person. And when you say, where does that come from? Like I guess I could say like maybe I've opened up to like one person in that way on that deep level where I really open up myself, like pour my heart out, whatever. And then maybe that came back to bite you, or you regret it later, or like they used it against you, stuff like that. And all it takes is that one time, and it's like, I'll never do that again. You know?
Yeah.
So that's where I think it gets really tough to really express that emotion, because I don't want to say it's the feeling of getting hurt again, but it's like I've recognized, like, hey, I did this, I told you this, and now you've used that against me. I'll never let anyone else do that to me again. So I think that's where it comes from, at least for me. I'm like, I would never, like, I don't know, it's definitely a difficult topic, because all it takes is one time, and then you're just closed off. And a lot of people, like, they might even just hear it from friends.
Yeah.
Like I've heard some pretty terrible stories of what people, not just girls, even like other friends, or like father figures, whatever you want to call it, like have done to them and manipulated them. And it's like, I'm just going to put up these boundaries between other people. Like, I love you, like, I'll hang out with you, I'm always there for you, but I'm never going to get to that point with you, because I know if anything did go wrong, like, I don't want to be vulnerable, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very hard for me to like be vulnerable in that sense. And like, I'd rather just like put it off and say it doesn't matter, like I don't care, and just move on.
Yeah.
Than
No.
really explain what's wrong. Like there's a dip, and it's hard because it comes from I think it comes from a place of insecurity too. Because if you tell them it's hard to tell someone how you feel, especially if you're upset with something they did, and they're like, "Look, I'm sorry. Like, let's work through this." And you're like, "No," because if I tell you, like, you did this and it upset me, but that thing that they did isn't like considered like wrong, but it hurts your feelings. I think a lot of a lot of guys feel this way. Like whether it be what you wear out, who you're talking to, the way you are with your, like, even your guy friends and stuff, like that might really affect someone. But then like if it's like, hey, I say to my, like, the girl I'm talking to, whatever, I'm like, I didn't like that you were talking to so and so. I didn't like that you were doing this and that with whoever. But that might be like, oh, so you're insecure, you think I don't like you, like stuff like that. And it's like, if you're gonna say that to me, or like you're gonna make me feel weird for telling you that, no, I'm just not gonna say anything, and I'll just, like, whatever, like, just move on.
Yeah, I feel like guys have a really strong tendency of shutting down. And
Yeah, exactly. Because for us, it's just easier
yeah.
emotionally. It's not the right way to deal with things. To internalize things definitely does not help,
Yeah.
but maybe short term it does. Or if you just don't want to deal with that, whatever, it's easier just to put it away and just move on with it. But it's definitely a tough one, for sure.
Yeah. It's hard to understand from a female perspective, but it's really nice, at least from where I'm sitting, to get to like hear a man be real and honest about where that comes from. Because to be honest, I try really hard to like figure it out on my end. And I'm like always putting these fucking theories in my brain. Like he's acting like this because of X, Y, and Z. And I've said this a million and one times, and Taylor and I talked about this in episode 2. You cannot find an explanation for a man. Like you can't write the story for him.
No. In the same way a man can't theorize how a girl's feeling. It's both ways. Like when you start playing that guessing game and trying to figure it out instead of just asking and trying to talk about it, that's when you lose, because you'll never, like, the same way you will, like, you can't figure out exactly what I'm thinking. I'll never be able to explain like exactly how you feel either.
Yeah.
So when you start trying to just guess that way, like, that's when it just kind of crumbles. You got to be able to talk about it and figure it out. It's just, I don't say proving, but it almost is like that. Like you got to really work on someone and be like you got to get to know them and make them feel comfortable around you for them to be able to break that barrier with you.
Yeah.
And then it's just tough because a lot of people do that. And then when you abuse that connection that you built with someone, and then you use it against them, it makes them never want to do it with someone else ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's hard too, because once that trust is broken, it's really hard to get it back. Do you feel like you have had it like not easier per se because you have older sisters, but do you think that it's helped you like learn how to navigate experiences with girls? Because
Absolutely, 100%. Like I can't. I'm trying to think of an example, but just anything like I've actually used it to help a lot of my guy friends too, and they'll tell me about what's going on with their girl, and I'm like, dude, you just gotta do that. It's that simple. Like
yeah,
I said it to Taylor the other day. I was like, I'll never fully understand why you feel the way you do, unfortunately, but I know you feel that way, and I know I can do this to make sure you feel supported or comfortable or whatever. I might not get why you want me to bring you coffee in the morning when I'm trying to go to work, but I'm going to do it anyway because I know it makes you happy. So that's all that matters. Like, I don't need to understand why that matters so much to you when it might not matter to me,
yeah,
but it's just the fact that it does matter to you. That's what makes it worthwhile for me to do it.
yeah. Just a quick note for you from an older sister, advice wise, that matters so much.
Yeah.
It is the little things, and I know you said that, so I know you know this, but it really is like a woman doesn't really need that much. She just needs to know that she's loved and cared for, that you can, be patient with her, and that the things that matter the most to you in life, like it's not that we want you to push it to the side at all. It's just like if I'm coming to you and I'm having like an emotional breakdown, it's likely because I'm just having an emotional moment and I just need you to listen to me. Like, I want you to like pay attention to the words that I'm saying or at least validate me in some kind of way. And then we'll be okay. Like,
Yeah.
that's really, a man is so simple. Yes. And guys will say this, take to their grave. Men are so simple. Like, we don't need that much. Women are simple too. We're just simple and emotional.
Yeah.
And all we need is a little validation, a little bit of attention, and that goes a long way.
No, I believe you. And kind of piggybacking off what you said, like how those little, like I guess you could say, like acts of service or just being there for you matters. I think a
Yeah.
big thing for a lot of guys, like we don't need that stuff as much. Like I don't need you to do stuff for me. I think it's when I do stuff for you, like you showing me that appreciation.
Yeah.
There's definitely a word for that, and like one of the five, like
Affirmation.
words of affirmation. Not even like saying like, "Oh, I love you, you did such a great job." It's just like, hey, I know you paid for my nails or like you made dinner tonight. Like, thank you so much. It means a lot. Like,
Yeah.
because a lot of people like you do stuff for them and like you said, when someone opens the door for you and you're like, they don't like, it doesn't matter, but those things people are like, you remember that. Like,
Yeah.
like when you always like say thank you or please and you're welcome, all these things, like they go a long way, especially when you're talking to someone that you really like. When especially as a guy, I feel like some guys take it pretty extreme doing stuff for girls that they really like and trying to chase after and all that. So like
Yeah.
when they like notice all the effort and the stuff you're going through and they recognize that and they appreciate it, that definitely goes a very long way for a lot of guys. Because that's all we need. We don't need you to buy us stuff or do things for us. It's just like I recognize that you just spent 6 hours doing whatever trying to make sure I feel loved, and just the fact that you know that I did that for you, that's all I need. Like,
Yeah. No, that's great insight because I feel like I've struggled with that too. I'm a very like acts of service kind of person in terms of how I give in love languages. What I like to receive is quality time and affirmations and
sure.
physical touch with the right person for sure.
Everyone is, of course.
Everyone, never ever try to tell me right now that you're not a PDA person because that's BS. Okay, when you like somebody a lot, PDA comes naturally.
To an extent.
It does. Here we go. This is the difference between a woman and a man's mind.
Here we go. The first disagreement. I don't know. That PDA stuff can get a little weird. I think a peck is like fine. Like,
okay, but I'm not saying like all over. Like, I've definitely had experiences where I've been like, we're constantly touching all the time and like holding hands and kissing,
Yeah.
loving, whatever. But
I
like,
mean, as long as it's subtle, but like if you take it too far, you're like, he's grabbing a hold of all that. He's trying to like grab your face and make out with you in front of everyone.
okay, that's different.
Okay.
You know what my biggest pet peeve is? When a man is like walking behind a girl and like holding her hips and like actually waddling like it's
You're
nothing.
making me upset just thinking about picturing that. Gosh, it's pretty bad.
I've seen that so many times. I'm just like, you know, you're not comfortable doing this. Like, what?
Hell no.
It's not even how you can like functionally walk as a person. So, okay, I understand it from that perspective. Okay, there is.
Okay, so we're on the same page. There's the line that does not need to be crossed.
But I mean, like, if we're in public and we're at a bar,
You better
and you're
hold my
not.
hand.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna be pissed.
See, this is what it is.
Or if I try to kiss you and you pull away, then we're going home.
Oh gosh, let's not get into that because
Yeah.
we'll be here for hours. I've experienced that, but I've also had one of my closest girlfriends just went through this not too long ago with a guy. Like, he leaned in trying to give her a kiss, and she was like, "Whoa, we're on a first date," and
That's different.
But the rest of the night, he was a douchebag. The whole night.
Okay, and well, one, he should have known better. That's just him not recognizing timing on when to try to make that move.
Yeah.
Because, like, back to that feeling, like, if you know, you know. If a girl's feeling you, like, and a guy's feeling you, like, you'll know. Like,
you'll know when you want to kiss somebody. I know when I don't want to kiss somebody. I'll tell you that.
For sure. The first context clue I just got there is that he tried to kiss her before the date. Like, what's up with that? Like, that's kind of...
No, they were in the middle of the date, and they were talking, and he leaned in, and she was like, "Okay, we're not there." But I understand, because honestly, like, from my perspective, I know when I'm not physically attracted to somebody, and it's really hard for me. Friend zoning is the worst thing I've ever had to do.
Yeah, because you gotta hurt someone else's feelings, but you know, you gotta...
But if I'm not...
It's better to get it off early.
It is.
If you drag them along, that's so much worse. Plus,
it really is.
You'll feel a lot better as a person if you just tell them, "Hey, this is not happening," versus stringing them along for a month and you're like, "Okay, I've gone too far. Now I need to stop."
I'll feel a lot better, but in the moment, I feel like the worst person ever.
You're gonna feel that way no matter what. Right now, doesn't matter. You just gotta get it over with.
Rip off the Band-Aid.
Shoot, have me send the text for you.
Okay, but what? Okay, so let's take this back a step. A girl is friend zoning you, texts you, and you're like,
Text
"What's your reaction?"
No, just kidding. Nah. So back to the story I told you a little bit ago. Like, you have to be able to like analyze the situation. Is she not messing with you because like she really doesn't mess with you, or is she just like playing hard to get?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people get that part mixed up because it's definitely hard to tell. Like, even I struggle with this sometimes. I'm like, damn, like, do I suck? Like, so I keep trying, you know? So if they're just playing hard to get and you know that, the best thing to do is make friends with their friends so you can have them help wingman you.
Yes.
That's the best. So, but if you can't get there and you think like, oh, they just don't mess with me, then I would say honestly, put in a little bit of effort for a little bit of time. And then if it's like prolonged, like she really, like she's not answering me or he's not answering me, like, then it's like, okay, let's move on. Like, let's just...
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's not worth my time. But I don't want to say cut things off immediately because, like, you don't want to not try. Like, I think every person deserves a little bit of effort. Because, like, if a girl is easy, then you know it's like, well, why are you so easy? That's boring. Or, like, you're probably easy.
What do you mean easy, though? I want to know what easy means.
Like, it can mean a lot of things.
Sleeping with somebody on the first date?
Yeah, that's one of them. But in the context I'm saying is just like, if you text a girl on the phone, you hang out one time, and she's like, "Oh, let's date."
Yeah.
Like that's probably pretty unrealistic, but like.
But if you're on the same page and you really like her, then it wouldn't be considered easy. It would be like.
Yes and no.
Oh, she wants this just as much as I want this.
Yeah, well, that's also a great feeling to have, but you also don't want to be like too fast. But back to the easy thing, like, yeah, it's definitely a big thing if they like just like sleep with you the first time they hang out, and then you're like, oh, I want to date her. Well, she's probably done that with other people too.
Okay, but what if circumstantially in that moment with that person you both were on that level, you both wanted it, and it happened. How fair is it after the fact to be like,
just to judge her?
exactly, and not yourself? And also in that same question, not even off of like judging, but like, how are you able to step back and say she probably is doing this with other people because you're doing the same thing?
Very true. That's true. I would agree there. So I think, in my opinion, for myself, I would try not to put myself in that position. I'd rather just, like, if I know I'm like, okay, I want to date this girl. Obviously, you want to like test them a little bit so you know you really like them and like certain things about them. But yeah, definitely like looking at yourself. If you're, for both sides, if you're out here just sleeping with a bunch of people the first time you meet them, then you should probably.
But how do you know that she's sleeping with a bunch of people? Because, like me and my circumstance,
You don't.
I was with somebody for almost 5 years of my life, and you know, I'm not sleeping around at all. But let's say
Yeah,
I had an
moments.
experience where I did
No.
do that.
For sure. No,
You
I
know,
hear
does
what
that
you're saying.
make me a bad person? Does that
No.
make me a hoe?
So
Like,
no. So how I would think about it is like y'all sleep together the first night, and then if you're like chasing after, and then if you guys are exclusive after that,
yeah,
like that's the telltale sign that you need to see. Because you're right, there's definitely like you can have that mutual feeling, caught up in the moment, whatever, and y'all just go at it, whatever, however you want to say it.
yeah,
But then if you notice she's like distant or he's like distant and he like doesn't really want to mess with you, like this and that, like, but if they are, like, you can tell like, oh, they're just talking to me, like this could be something special, like sure, maybe we shouldn't have done that, but it happened and things are still great, then great. But I think just in general, like doing that is not the best way to find someone you like really like.
no, but also like there are people in this world that are physical people. I mean, I will tell you right now, I'm a very physical person.
Yeah, everyone has that.
I cannot.
Temptation, whatever.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to put in the word temptation because
it's true.
As a godly woman, like I do
Yeah.
have to take a step back sometimes and be like, am I feeding into temptation? Am I allowing the devil to take over? Like, am I doing the wrong thing? Am I not abiding by my spirituality and, you know, God's way? Because I do think that you do need to think about that a lot. But also, on the flip side of it, I know that God knows who I am as a person and as a woman, and I don't think that there's anything I could do that He wouldn't forgive me for. So,
Yeah.
in that sense, like, it's really hard for me to say that if I know internally that I need to physically be attracted to somebody and have that physicality, I can't not explore that if I'm dating you. And honestly, that happened to me with somebody. Like, I can't take it away from him because I know that his experiences are different than mine. But there was a part of me that questioned whether or not that level would be there because we're so different in terms of experience.
Yeah.
That it made me question that, and I feel like that's something I personally need to work on because I think it's shallow at the end of the day for you to think that way or judge somebody by their looks or their experiences or anything like that.
Yeah, of course. But it's also, I've met a lot of people too where it's like they've had those experiences too, and you shouldn't think anything less of them because, like, I can say firsthand, one of her friends I've met, and I like had great conversation and everything, and I was like we kind of got into this similar topic, and it was like, yeah, like I've done this, whatever, and it's like, well, like that, like it happened, like, you know, obviously as long as you're not like trying to do that and you're not like doing it, like you're not going against your spirituality, whatever, like things happen, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're still like a person is, you're still trying to be the best version of you. But a good perspective I think that I have is like, so if you didn't know anything like that about a person and you talked to them and you really liked them and then you found out, oh, they had all of this before, like, I don't think that should matter because, like, you already like them as a person. Like, they've made their past, I guess, what they would probably call mistakes now. Like, whether or not you think it's a mistake, whatever you want to call it. Like, But if you really like someone like that for who they are, you shouldn't let those past actions define who they are or who you want to be with in the future just because of whatever they like happened in their past. It's just not, because
Yeah.
you're never going to find a perfect human being. Everyone's made mistakes. So why should you judge them off this thing when, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, last week in church, we had, experiences with testimonies, and
Yeah.
a girl showed up, and she was an OnlyFans girl, and she's pretty well known.
Oh, yeah.
And she met her husband and found her way to God. And what I learned from that is like your past can be washed so long as you take actionable steps to be, a better person.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what makes her feel like a better person, then like who are we to judge? And I also feel the same way in my personal experiences. I mean, I've had a past and I've done some not so savory things, and I'm okay though. Like I don't feel bad about what I've done or what I've experienced because it's part of my life structure. It's part of the path that I went down and learned from. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's
like a touchy subject for sure.
It is, but on the topic of dating, not to veer too far from the subject because you kind of already have, it's just hard because you have to navigate that, and you have to like. It's so exhausting. It's so exhausting meeting somebody new, getting to know them, trying to navigate all this crap and being like, oh, is it okay if we kiss? Or is it okay if we touch? And oh, is it okay if like.
Yeah, that stuff I definitely agree. It's like you'll know.
Yeah, I want to dump on somebody immediately. I'm like, let me just tell you my life story because I'm not afraid of it. Like, why should I have
to? See, I think that's where I defer for sure.
Yeah.
Very like, you gotta like earn that, or like I gotta feel comfortable with you before I can tell you like the like true story of like my life.
But I agree with that. But it's not that it's because I want to.
No, I agree. I think maybe for me it just takes longer, and I think for maybe a lot of guys too. Kind of how you were saying, like, why is it so hard for people like guys to open up and talk about that stuff? It's kind of like entailed in that. It's just like you got to really trust somebody and like believe in who they are and that they're not gonna like you just got to be able to trust them.
So I feel like it should mean something when you do, and you actually are able to open up to somebody. And
for sure,
all my past experiences have been relationships based off of fun or some sort of external circumstance that just put us together so quickly, so abruptly. And the last couple ones that I've had, like dating, mind you, I met them all out in the wild. Like there's no dating apps involved. This is all just very organic.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Please don't. I mean, do what you do. But like I feel like because of that, it's been so much more natural and so much more real. And like that obviously changes my mindset too on like how this could potentially progress forward. Like I don't know, it's hard. It really is. It's hard to navigate different people, different circumstances, different everything. Yeah, that's a deep subject for sure.
Yeah, I really got to be able to try and get to know somebody, break them down in a good way, not literally break them down, but to get to really know who they are.
Exactly. I just have a couple more questions.
We'll make them quick.
I know we talked a little bit about having 3 sisters, and our older sister's already married. And so this maybe will not apply to them. But like, what do you want for us in husbands?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Because I've seen some of the past relationships you and my other sister Taylor have had, and there's been some red flags. So, but besides those, I think to keep it simple and quick, like someone that loves you, shows that he loves you. He's very like caring for you. Like he can understand when you're feeling upset. Like and he's willing to do those extra things to make you feel loved. Like that's really all it is in a relationship, making sure that person you're with feels loved and that you guys both love each other. So as long as he makes you feel loved, it makes you feel appreciated and worthwhile, like that's all I want for you guys. Just want y'all to have that, because I know if you have that, you'll be happy. That's all that really matters. So
Yeah. Or hear the worst of it, and who's gonna have to step up and take care of it?
Yeah.
You with your big biceps. All right, rapid fire. What is your type on paper?
Type on paper, it like depends. You could say like
rapid fire.
Okay. Blonde, blue eyes, brunette, green hair. Boom.
Green hair?
Ass over tits. There we go.
Green hair. Wait.
Oh, wait, no. Green eyes, brown hair, brunette.
Okay. Ass over tits?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, tits don't matter.
Okay. Yeah.
They're cool. Whatever.
They're cool.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Okay. If your girlfriend had to meet the family, who would you introduce her to first as the safest option?
Well, I'd introduce her to mom last. And Chris and our other sister. That's her. First, probably Dad or Taylor, our other sister. Because the other two I mentioned first, they might be a little hard. You're like the perfect medium. Dad probably wouldn't care. Taylor is just too nice and too afraid to hurt anyone's feelings to really say anything. So
safe. Okay.
She's very safe, yeah.
I appreciate that answer, especially for me, because I am the perfect medium. Although sometimes people are like, you're rude. And it's like, no, it's not. I'm just real. All right. What are your absolute red flags and hard no's?
Red flags? What is like? I think believing God's like definitely important. Open relationship, big no.
God, at 17, you weren't serious?
No.
Okay.
Like if someone ever brought it up. Red flag. Probably smoking cigarettes, definitely a big no. Like a habitual cigarette smoker.
Okay, I'm like a casual cig? No.
A habitual cigarette smoker is probably no. Any hard drugs, no.
Yeah.
Don't be mean to people, like servers and stuff. If I ever see you be rude to a server, raps. What's the other part of the question besides the red flags?
Red flags, hard no's. Like, it's just a hard no. Like, absolutely no.
It was pretty much like, I'm trying to think, what else could be bad? Like,
mine is like hygiene.
Oh, okay, those are good. Like, hygiene, doesn't clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
You need a shower. Like,
oh God, if you have to tell somebody you need a shower, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big issue off the bat. Huh?
Do you want to go take a shower?
Oh, I mean, this isn't really a red flag, but it'd be cool if they went to the gym with me. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That's not like as long as you're like healthy, you know.
Right. Which I don't imagine you would date anyone that's not off the rip, so it's fine.
And another big one is thinking that like Love Island applies to like every situation in life. Because you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Psychological warfare at its best.
Next one.
Okay. Next one, best one. Who is the most dramatic of our siblings?
Can you define dramatic so I make sure I pick the right one?
See, this is I appreciate. Okay.
It's definitely. You should have seen her stressing yesterday about what she got for breakfast. Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
No, but it's like not a bad way. Dramatic, like she doesn't yell at anyone. She just gets really like stressed about little things, which
stressed, overwhelmed, yeah.
Yeah, but besides that, she's great.
I say we're on a level with sisters. She's definitely the highest. Then there's me, and then there's our other sister.
And I think I'm at the very bottom.
But honestly, like when it comes to the other ones, I don't feel like it's a lack of drama. I just think it's a lack of like giving a shit about what's going on.
That's what it is. Like, I hear the drama and I'm like, if I was there, would I really even say anything? Probably not. I'd probably just laugh and be like, you're probably wrong, but I'm not going to say that because I don't care.
I'm learning from you guys. I really am. All right, I know you had a question or two for me, so.
They were pretty deep, so I'll pick one.
I'll still rapid fire.
Okay. This one is like, I'm really curious.
Okay.
How can you tell if a guy is like lying to you or like you can tell he's like trying to manipulate you?
Ooh, it's like that feeling thing that you were talking about, because I just feel like I know in my gut, I have a really good gut instinct.
Yeah.
First of all, but I don't, like I said in the last episode, I don't really like to say my gut is what tells me I shouldn't be with this person. I think it's more like on a soul level for sure, because I just know that I think deeper about things. But something that really will throw me off is, number one, if you're skipping over your words and you backtrack like several times, that is a red flag for me for sure. Also, if you break eye contact with me, like, and you're like looking around and it's just like super awkward, I'm like, oh.
The physical cues that tell you like they're not being honest right now.
It's the physical. That's a really good point. Physical cues are super
It's psychological. They'll do it by accident. They don't even know they're doing it.
Exactly. And I don't even know what it is because I took like one psych class in college.
I took one too.
I'm so smart. I know this. No,
Psych 101.
Yeah, I think it has to do with that. Like, I know when you're bullshitting me, I really do. And I feel like that on a friend level too. I feel like that on a family level. Like, I think through and through in all relationships, I just know, like, when you're just feeding me the lies, I'm like, just please miss me with this and like actually kick rocks, because I don't want anything to do with it. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Be honest with me, because it's gonna come back tenfold no matter what. So just don't lie. Just don't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll ask you the last one. Kind of like what you asked me. What are like the red flags that you've seen that like you're like, okay, absolutely, I can't do that again. No way.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned this before. Vocabulary is really important to me because communication is like number one. I don't like it when someone's illiterate and I can't have a conversation with you. This might be problematic to a lot of people, but if you have a lot of girlfriends in your life, I feel like that's kind of a red flag for me.
It depends if they're pretty or not. I'll keep it real.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's like pretty because I don't normally get insecure in that way. But I feel like it's really important for a man to have like other manly figures in their life.
Yeah.
There is a fine line though. It's like whether or not these girls are like your best friends, or maybe if you have girls that are closer to you than guys in your life, I think that might be what I'm trying to say.
No, I agree. I would think that was weird. I would feel the same way about a girl. If your best friend is like a dude instead of like a girl, like I think that'd be a little weird. I mean,
yeah,
maybe there's special circumstances out there where the guy likes other guys, but
yeah, for sure.
But definitely girls that like, I would definitely agree more because I know how other guys are, including myself. If I would never have a girl that's that close to me unless I wanted like more than a friendship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have some like.
I'm glad that you just said that because let that be a message to you.
Like, I have one friend back home. Like, we're like super close.
Yeah.
But, like, it's very evident. Like, we're not hanging out all the time. Like, if I need girl advice, maybe I'll hit her up. Like, maybe like. But it's just like, I'll always slide for like she's one of my sisters. Like, it's like that. But it's not like.
And I'm not gonna ever try to be like,
No, yeah,
but can't have a girlfriend.
No, but if a guy is hanging out with another girl like as much as he is with you, or like even more, maybe like that's a big like.
I think it's more like this is like.
Because I know how the girls are when they're friends with guys like that too. She'll be feeding him information, talk shit about you.
Yeah.
Like, she will be like that.
Or it's like, oh, we're just hanging out. We're doing like dating type things and like dating type activities. I feel like because on the flip side of it, like you wouldn't want your girl to be doing that with a guy.
Absolutely not.
And I've had guy friends my whole life. I have guy friends now that I'm like, there are significant boundaries that would be up if I had
there's a
boyfriend in my life.
You can't be acting that way if you're in a relationship for sure.
Yeah, but other red flags, like simple red flags. The vocabulary thing, the girl thing,
hygiene.
Yeah, hygiene. Ugh, I get the ick so easily. It's just really ridiculous. I don't mean to, but it just sort of happens that way. I don't mean to be shallow, which is something I'm definitely working on in terms of physicality with a guy. But I think they kind of just come as they go, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's what it boils down to. But anyways, we could probably continue for a lot longer, but
always stuff to talk about with you.
I'm super grateful that you came on though, and
thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Good talk.
Yeah.
Learned a lot.
We'll have plenty more to come because the episodes are going to continue to flow, and you'll be back here, and I'm sure we'll have a lot more things to yap about. But thank you guys for all of your support so far. I really appreciate it. And actually, next episode, we're going to get into some of my own personal experiences. I've been kind of hesitant on these a little bit. I've been going back and forth because I'm a little nervous about how they're going to be received from the other end. But I have to remember that these are my stories and this is my point of view, and I'm going to say it how I want to say it and speak my truth. So
It's your life.
it's the story of my life at that. But thank y'all for tuning in. And if you're not following us already, we're available now on Apple. We're available on Amazon Music and Audible, Spotify, YouTube, all the things. Follow on TikTok and Instagram at Story of My Life _podcast. And thank you, baby brother,
Of course.
for coming and giving us a male perspective.
Yep.
I appreciate it. I love you so much.
Love you too.
Have a good night.